Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Universally Speaking, where this week, as always, we will have another look at a few of the key moments that shaped yet another chaotic week in Universe Mode. Plus, we have the final qualifying match of the Mae Young Classic when Asuka takes on Naomi in a match that was filmed earlier this week at a WWE live event. We start today's episode though with SmackDown Live and the monstrous upset that took place in the tag team division. After an attack the week prior by the Street Profits on the Usos, it was the champions who called out the new arrivals for a match this week on SmackDown. But in what turned out to be a huge boil-over result, it was actually the Street Profits who managed to sneak a pinfall and get one over the champions. The Street Profits were certainly not humble in victory and took the opportunity to gloat and force the Usos to swallow the bitter pill of defeat. And that leads us to this coming week on SmackDown, where we have a huge number one contenders match where the Kings of Wrestling will go head to head with the Street Profits, with the winner heading to Sydney, Australia, and Clash of Champions to face off for the tag team champions. So there is a lot at stake, and either way you look at it, the Usos have their hands full, keeping the titles around their waists. Also on SmackDown, we saw Hideo Itami return after his stinging loss to John Cena the week prior. Itami, due to his volatile nature of late, was denied access to the arena by JBL and his staff. He arrived at the arena and was met by a security guard who was put in place by the general manager, and at first, it seemed as though he was okay with the decision, but that very quickly changed when Itami laid out the security guard and left the building anyway. Itami was clearly not in the mood to play around, and it will be interesting to see how this issue is handled going forward by the general manager JBL, as Itami has the ability to pose a serious threat to the entire roster while in this frame of mind. And over on Raw this week, the chaos continued when the jewel in the crown of Elite Sports Management, Apollo Crews, showed up with his alleged results of the survey that he took in Aberdeen, Washington, of course, the hometown of Daniel Bryan. Crews slandered the town of Aberdeen and attempted to embarrass the absent leader of the Yes Movement, but the party didn't last long as it was crashed by Shinsuke Nakamura, who we have learned will take on Crews for the World Heavyweight Championship on location at ESM Studios during the Clash of Champions broadcast, and it was also crashed by Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, who will also travel to the ESM Studios to attempt to reclaim his United States Championship from Chad Gable. The dynamic pairing tore apart the Elite One, sending a message to the very company that has tried very hard to shut them down. What will be the fallout this week when Apollo Crews gives us an exclusive tour of ESM Studios where the battles will take place? We will have to wait and find out. Also this week on the Red Brand, we saw perhaps one of the most shocking attacks in recent memory when Rusev jumped Shane McMahon directly after his announcement to the WWE. Rusev threw the general manager around backstage and yelled profanities at McMahon, and also, perhaps most notably, demanded a match at Clash of Champions versus the chairman's son. McMahon has stated that he will be addressing the issue at the top of the show this week on Raw, which promises to have combustible written all over it. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is time for the final qualifying match of the Mae Young Classic as we round out the 8 competitors that will go head to head in the tournament that will be filmed in a special location to crown a brand new undisputed women's champion. So without further delay, let's get to the action as Asuka takes on Naomi. Alright, it is time for the Mae Young Classic. Bell rings. We are underway here. We are in Perth for a live event. This will round out the top 8 competitors, and Naomi's off the mark with a kick, but Asuka gonna strike right back here with kicks of her own. And if you want to go kick for kick with Asuka, good luck to you. And Asuka drops her, one to the midsection, drops her down, stops on her feet, and another one to the back. My goodness me. Asuka off to a hot start here in Perth. We have arrived. We have landed, ladies and gentlemen, in Australia. And Asuka is landing strike after strike. Sends Naomi to the outside of the ring. But, oh, Naomi fights back there. And now Naomi all the way to the top here. Naomi all the way down. Meteora from the top rope. Lands on the button. Asuka in trouble a little bit early on in this one. Who will go through? Who will round out the final 8 for the chance to head on location for the Mae Young Classic that will determine the new undisputed women's champion? Naomi wants it to be her. Strike after strike. Sends Asuka in, looking for a drop kick. Couldn't find it. Asuka with a reversal. Jacks the arm of Naomi. And oh, Asuka again with a combination. And Asuka is just so brutal in this scenario. As Asuka now gets her to her feet, sends her into the corner. Oh, look at that athleticism. And Asuka again with the hip attacks. Right to the face of Naomi. Usually the forte of Naomi as well. That kind of offense. Fireman's carry reversal from Naomi, and now she's giving it straight back to Asuka. You know that Naomi ain't going to take a backward step as she nails that snap suplex. Naomi now sending Asuka into the corner herself, and now Naomi gets a full head of steam, but just stops and props, takes stock, and then takes the sole of that boot right to the chin of Asuka. And Naomi with a little bit of a Bronco Buster here. So innovative and inventive offense from Naomi and Asuka there. Backbreaker on the button. Naomi down into the cover. Has the cover hook at the outside leg. Referee with a good view of Asuka's shoulders. He sees her get those shoulders off the canvas as Naomi continues to try and slow the pace a little bit here. That's an interesting tactic coming from someone so athletic and so quick. But Asuka again, hook out, took advantage of that little bit of hesitation and then dropped her with a back suplex, and oh God, right to the back, compounding that pain that she was already going through. Asuka now working over Naomi. Oh, another shot to the back. The striking is just unbelievable of Asuka, and then she backs up and then knees her out of the ring. Absolutely brutal from Asuka. Unbelievable offense from the Japanese buzzsaw. Sends her in, and I think if Asuka's to get through, she would do a lot of damage in the tournament. Naomi up though. She's going to be plucky. She won't want that to happen. What a shot from Naomi. Collapses her down, and she's giving her some trash talking as well. And Naomi taking it to the Empress. Sends her in. Naomi taking her to the high red district. Asuka in some massive trouble here. Naomi looking for a top rope hurricane rana, but Asuka held on. Asuka held on, and Naomi may have almost taken herself out of contention right there. Asuka from the second rope drop kick. Naomi in trouble. Asuka picks up Naomi. Oh, what a right hand. What a right hand. And now it's over. It's got to be over. She's got her grapevine. The Asuka lock is locked in. The Asuka lock is locked in on Naomi. The Asuka lock is locked in on Naomi. This is curtains. It's curtains. But no, Naomi fights out. Nails Asuka with an elbow. Nails Asuka with an elbow. Shot to the midsection. Look out. Drives her face into the canvas. Asuka's out cold. 1. It's over 2. She's gotta know. She can not put her away. Asuka kicks out at 2.9, and what a shot. Naomi calling her on. Naomi's going to finish it here. Is she going to be looking for rear view? No. Reversal. Oh my God. Asuka reverses it into a German suplex. German suplex from Asuka. Look at this. Asuka taking no prisoners. Hammering the face. Oh, jumping. Roundhouse kick to the gut and the hip attack. The hip attack on the button. Naomi struggling to her feet. Asuka stalking her prey, and it's locked in. It's locked in again for a second time. Is Asuka heading to the Mae Young Classic? Yes, she is. Dominant display. And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, Asuka has now, in my opinion, gone right to the top of the favorites to win the Mae Young Classic. That is an incredible performance from the Empress. Well, what a contest that was, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the Japanese superstar Asuka who picks up the win and rounds out the top 8 competitors that will all compete in the single elimination tournament to crown the new undisputed women's champion. Stay tuned to Raw this week, where we will reveal the brackets and the arena that the women will be doing battle in. It's going to be simply can't miss. Also on Raw this week, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive down under with a bang on television, live in your face, with a main event of epic proportions as the Scottish Terminator Drew McIntyre returns to the ring just a week after his vicious war with Aleister Black, when he takes on the uber-talented Andrade Cien Almas. And on SmackDown Live, 2 #1 contenders matches to be fought out. Firstly, the Street Profits face off against the Kings of Wrestling, and then the main event, Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Who will go to the enormous pay-per-view event that is Clash of Champions? Find out this week. All that and much, much more, ladies and gentlemen, to come. It has never been more important to have notifications on, as we all know, we go live on YouTube every single episode of Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-views. And also keep in mind that you can sign up as a mid-card or above on Patreon and get exclusive early access to all videos, plus a host of other perks. But as always, from YT13, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in Australia.